हाँ हाँ ठीक है हाँ
Only 49 participants in now. Give attendance in the chat box. Okay. So here, after executing, it will be moving back to the inner for loop, incrementing. So it will, j value becomes 3. Now it will be checking whether j is less than or equal to I. Here, now the current value of j is 3, and we have made I values 2. In this iteration, I value is 2. Now when we check, 3 is not less than 2. 3 is not equal to 2, right? So this condition becomes false. This condition becomes false. Only 55 now. Okay, so this condition becomes false. So to which line it will be moving now? It will exit from the body of the loop of the inner for loop, right? To which line it will be moving? The program control will be moving to printf the new line character. Yes.
Your screen is blurred, ma'am.
Screen blur.
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is full blur.
Now also it is blurred. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
yes ma'am
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now okay, ma'am. Now it's clear, ma'am.
Now it's clear. Okay. It's okay, right? So now, as I told, like we were having, I rubbed off that stars now, but it's okay. In the outer four, the condition was we had printed one star in the first line and then two stars in the second line. Then we were checking the condition like j when it is equal to 3. J when it is equal to 3, this condition j is 3 and I value is 2. So the condition is not satisfied. It will come out of the body of the loop of the inner for loop. Then it will move to the printf with the new line, right? So what will happen after this? No, after printing of the star in the second star, the cursor was here. Now it will move to the next line. Got it? So now when the cursor is in the new line, it will be finishing the execution of the outer for loop. You know, the outer for loop, we have only up to here, right? So this outer for loop bracket is over. So within this bracket, what all was there, we executed once. After this, now we will be moving back to the outer for loop incrementing. What is outer for loop incrementing? Answer in the chat box. Now I value becomes 3, right? And what is the testing condition? What is the testing condition? Answer in the chat box. You should be iterating and writing even in your notebook. So the current value of I is 3. So what will be the testing condition now?
3 less than or
3
equal
less
to
than or
5.
equal to 5. Okay, good. If you are answering also good. I becomes 3. So 3 is, we are checking whether 3 is less than or equal to rows. Rows means we had accepted 5, right? So less than or equal to 5. Again, this condition is true means this body of the loop has to be executed, right? So now again it will come and execute. Again, j value will start from 1. Understood? J value will be starting from 1. So first value of j will be 1. And then it will be printing, so you know j equal to 1, and then it will check whether j is less than or equal to less than or equal to I. So what is the expression here? Can you write? You should be so j value is
1 less than equals to 3.
good. So here it is, j is 1 and 1, we are checking 1 whether less than or equal to 3. You know 1 is less than 3. So it will be printing star. So where it will be printing star now? Because the cursor is down, it will be printing the star in the new line. Got it? The third line or the third row. Again, after printing the star, it will increment the j value. So j value becomes 2 now, right? Whether 2 is less than 3, yes, it is less than 3. So it will be printing a star. You're owning the video, Arbar. Abrar can, right? Okay. So you'll be printing the star. So when the condition is true, it will be moving to the body of the loop and it will be printing the star. So it will be printing a star, second star. Again, it will be moving on to the or incrementing the j value. J value becomes 3, right? So this is also when j is 3, it will be again checking the testing j less than or equal to I. Yes, it is equal to j is equal to I, right? Again, it will be moving to the body of the loop. It will be printing the value or it will be printing the star. Now it becomes 3 stars. Again, where it will be moving, it will be going to incrementing the value of j, right? So now what is the current value of j? The current, now it was 3, it will be incrementing means it becomes 4, right? So now the 4 value, it will be checking the testing condition. So what is the what is the checking condition now? It will be checking whether 4 is less than or equal to 3. So, 4 is not less than 3, 4 is not equal to 3. So it will come out of this body of the loop. It will not go to this printf statement. It will come out of this for loop and it will be printing the new line. So then now the cursor will be outside. All right, and into the next line. Good. All are answering at least. So this, when it comes to the new line, it will, the cursor will be in the new line. Then the, it encountered a curly bracket, which is the outer for loop ending. After that, now what becomes, it will be going to the outer for loop incrementing. So now the current value of I will be, it was 3, now it will be incremented to 4. Again, it will be checking the condition, right? So this iteration, so you can easily tell now what will happen if you are going through this iteration. Now the current value of I value is incremented means it becomes 4, right? So, in this line, how many stars will be printed? You tell me. It will be printing For j equal to 1, it will print 1 star. J equal to 2, it will be printing the next star. Then it will be printing the next star. And then it will be printing the next star. 4 stars will be printed. Got it? After that, it will move to the outer inner for loop bodies over. It will move to this printf statement. Then it will move to the cursor will be coming to the new line, right? Because of this new line. After that, the outer body of the loop is outer for loop body is over. It will go and increment the value of I. So it take again, now the current value of I is 5, right? I is 5. Then it will be checking what is the testing condition, whether 5 is less than or equal to this.
Right, less than
So
or
it
equal
is
to 5.
equal to 5, right? Both are 5 now. Rows are also 5. I is
Yes.
also 5. So you know that it satisfies the condition equal to, right? Not less than. So again, it will come to the inner body of the loop. It will be printing how many stars now? It will be printing when j equal to 1, it will print 1 star. When j equal to 2, like that, no, it will be printing how many stars? 5 stars it will be printing. Got it? So after printing 5 stars, now this inner body of the loop is over. It will move to the print of new line. The cursor will come down to the next line. Again, it will move to the outer for loop increment of I value. I value becomes 6 now, right? I value becomes 6. It will be checking whether I value is less than or equal to rows. You know, 6 is, listen here, 6 is not less than 5. 6 is not equal to 5. Got it? So the outer testing condition is becomes false. Good, all are answering. So the outer condition false means it will not execute the body of the loop when I equal to 6. Got it? So we'll be getting a triangle like this. Understood? So now I hope you understood how many types of and what will be the range of j value for each value of I. I just wrote it here. So so as many number of times j value will be having, that many number of stars we will be getting in each row. When I equal to 1, j equal to 1 means it will be printing 1 star. When I equal to 2, j value will be 1 and 2. It will be printing 2 stars. Got it? When I equal to 1, j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, 4 and 5. So that means that many number of times we will be printing the star, right? So this program we will just execute. After that, we will see that prime number program also. So you should try out all types of pyramids and all. Instead of one, if you instead of star, we can have a number also. That also we can see. Here we are printing 1, no? So you use your own creativity and do such programs. The next class we will see full pyramid. So here we are, what is the first question, this thing printf, we will be asking the, we can declare the variables, one second. Enter the number of rows, right? So we'll be accepting using scanf %d. I'm using the variable name as rows. Okay, you can use any R also, no problem. So when we are using a variable,
variables.
yeah.
Ma'am, you didn't declare the variable.
Yeah. When we are using the variables, you have to declare it, right? Your rows we are using. Now, you know, you will be declaring, using a for loop in which the control variable is I, and inner for loop we are using another variable called j. Any variable name you can use, m, n, n or anything, but I'm using I and j. So after accepting the number of rows, outer for loop we are going to start with I variable, I equal to 1, right? I equal to 1 to I less than outer for loop will be running how many times until it is equal to 10, right? The 3 initialization is over. Second will be the testing, and then the third will be, we will be having the incrementing, right? I plus plus. So we are going to have a inner for loop. You know, we have this for bracket was for what? For the void. So for the inner for loop, we started and ended a bracket. Inside that, what we are going to have? We are going to have another for loop, right? In that also, we are using a control variable j equal to 1 to j less than until which value we are going to have? Until j value is less than or equal to I. Which is the control variable here? J is the control variable, right? We are incrementing the j value. Again, we have the body of the loop for the inner for loop. Inside the inner for loop, what we are going to have? We are going to print, right? Printf. We are going to print the star means we can put a star. Otherwise, numbers means I'll show you. You have to give percentage d. Okay. So when each value of I is incremented inside the for loop, we will be printing a star, right? After that, when the condition is not satisfied, it will still move to the inner for loop. Inside that, no, printf, we will be giving the so you have to bring the cursor down, right? Cursor down, how you will bring? You will be using the new line character, and then the so you will be giving a new line character, means it will be keeping the cursor down for printing the next iteration. For the next iteration starts, right? So when the outer for loop is starting, we will be having the cursor down for printing the next step. So after this, after each printf statement, it's better to give a get ch, right? But we know that the whole for loop, any disturbances will be printed, and then we should see the output only once, right? After printing all the stars. Understood? When it comes out of the for loop only, we need to see the output. So we should hold the screen only after printing all the for loop, so that we are giving a get ch after the body of the outer for loop. After the body of outer for loop body is only up to here. After that, we are giving a get ch. Are you getting? So after printing all the stars, it will be waiting for the enter, for the cursor, for the user to enter the to give a input from the enter keyboard, enter button. So if you are giving 5, sorry, where I missed stars. Okay, what? Oh,
Ma'am, you are
Print
given
f
I
is
less than or equal to 10. You have to give it
okay.
in rows.
No,
sorry,
this
sorry. That okay. That's
yes,
anything else?
that's all.
Any other mistake I did? No, right?
Clear screen.
Clear screen. I'll give. One more thing I'll show you. The stars were coming closer, no? For that, this are you able to see my screen? Here, no, either we can give a tab after one star, otherwise all stars will come together. Okay. So one tab space, if you give after printing of the star, one tab space, then the second star will be printed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? I think you are
Yes,
able
ma'am.
to see, no? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of tab space, if you give one space also, you see, I just gave a space here now. So it will be just one single space as our space bar. Like that also you can give. Tab space means it is more. See, this will be good to see, when space is that on tab space also correct only, I'm telling. So if I'm giving 10, one second. If I'm giving 10, you're able to see,
It
right?
is
10 rows of stars. Good, no? This program. So this also they used to ask for debugging and some small coding contest and all, they will ask such small questions. So they will just show print this triangle. So you should work out using a for loop, okay? So as I told, this program, if you want, I have given now this stars only, right? Star. Instead of that, if you want to print a number, now you have to think in the way in which you have printed the star. Suppose you want in the first row the number 1. Let me see who are able to. In the inside this inner for loop, star will be printed once, and then in the second row it will be printing 2 stars, right? Instead of that, in the first row, I want the number 1 to be printed. In the second row, I want number 1 and 2 to be printed. In the third row, I need 1, 2, and 3 to be printed. Got it? Likewise, depending upon the number of rows, Mehboob has answered percentage D. You know, percentage DJ in place of Abhishegar, I didn't understand. In place of T, it's not T. T.
Here 10 no, ma'am, last time in that program.
That time you message. Okay, good. So here, instead of this star, what we have to give in order to print a number, you know that inside the inner for loop, j value, for each value of I, j value, here I have written in the first iteration, when I equal to 1, j equal to 1, right? In the second iteration, when I value is 2, j value will be 1 and 2. Got it? So if you directly print the value of j instead of this star, I'll show in the program. Instead of this star, if I give the value of j, how to print the value of j? You have to give percentage d, right? So if I give or if I print the value of j, I will be able to print a triangle of numbers. Are you getting? So we'll see. We'll make that small change, then you will understand. So the same program, if you want to make it as a number program, what we have to do, instead of this star, this inner for loop will be executed as many times as this condition is satisfied. For I value is 1, j value will be 1. When I value equal to 2, j value will be printed how many times? J equal to 1 and j less than 2, right? So here what will be the value of j? Two values of j will be j equal to 1 and j equal to 2. And again, it will go and increment of I value equal to 3, then j value will be 1, 2, 3, right? So if you directly print, anyway, we are getting the value of j as 1, 2, and 3. The first iteration 1, and second iteration 1, 2, third iteration, it is 1, 2, 3. So what we will do is, instead of this star, if I put percentage d, and then if you put what value to be printed here? J value, right? So if you print the value of j, what will happen now? So if you want, likewise, and if you want to give one space or a tab space also, you can give. I am giving only one space. So what will happen now? Instead of star, we will be getting a numbers. Only small change I gave. So it will be
1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understood?
5.
Interesting, no? This is very easy also. So this program, if you execute, you will understand, and you should also develop some program using the stars and for printing. No, it's not like some students, for debugging coding contest, they will be using printf 1 star, printf 2 star. It's not like that. Using 2 for loops, you have to give it. Then only you will get marks. You can get the same number pyramid and star pyramid using only printf also, right? You can do it, because if you give one printf in that one star, in the second printf, no, you can give. But it's not like you cannot dynamically, like whenever the user enter 10, you cannot give the program. If it is written for 5 rows pyramid, it will be used only for that, right? But if you want to run it as for as many rows as the user enters, then you have to make it using a for loop, right? So in order to test your logic only, they will be giving such questions, coding contest. So you have to use 2 for loops. Okay. So this is actually one program in your lab list. I just want to check whether it is a half pyramid or full pyramid. One second. We have given it in the part B. Okay. So this is also a program. This is half pyramid only. So the program is display the pattern. Display the, they can give it as display the number pyramid or half number pyramid. So this is nothing but part B, third program. Are you all listening? So I'll show the program.
Yes,
And then, okay, I will show the program, and you can, you should actually write by yourself. I need not give now. Half pyramid of numbers only they are asking, right? So we will be using the percentage D and J. Got it? This will be our program. So this is, I'll just name it. Don't, you should try by yourself now. If you know the concept of part B, for part B program. Okay, if you understood the concept of in nested for loop, you should be able to write the program by yourself. Okay, so this will be our program. This is part B, third program. 1 second. Where is prime numbers? No? Prime numbers was in okay, part A, third program. So before shifting to that, you write this program number also. Part B in your observation. Understood? Part B, program number 3. Write a program to print a half pyramid or display a pattern. They have given like this in your part B, that we only had set the program. Display a pattern. Understood? The same question only, half pyramid. Display the half pyramid. So it's not, you should be able to write the program. You write the question, try the program by yourself. Okay. Finish writing. Somebody is giving attendance. Nisha. So that is part B, program to print the pyramid. That you should be writing by yourself. Let me see with errors, then I'll be correcting. Okay. What else? Let me see different types of pyramids. After execution, don't copy the program. What was that other program? Prime numbers, no? So we will execute this also. And so we will convert this algorithm also into a program. Okay. I think last class I didn't complete that. Oh, I gave space in between. Okay. So for the prime numbers, we know what are prime numbers. If you want, I just show the first slide where we have written the definition of the. So for what are prime numbers? Numbers which are greater than 1, whose only factor, we know number 1 is neither a prime nor a composite number. And prime numbers are those numbers which are greater than 1 that are having only 2 factors, right? Only 2 factors. The one factor for all the numbers, the one factor is same, that is 1. And the second factor will be the number itself, right? In case it is having only 2 factors, then we can tell it is a prime number. You know, all numbers will be having anyway minimum number of factors for all the numbers is 2, right? All numbers will be divisible by 1 and all numbers will be divisible by the same number. So you can't check with that condition whether it is a prime number or not, because all numbers will be having, we cannot check with the condition that the numbers are having a factors, because all numbers will be having 2 factors. One is 1, the other one is the number itself, right? So you should be checking with the condition that if a number is having more than 2 factors, got it? More than 2 factors, then that number is not a prime. Got it? Because even composite numbers are having 2 factors. All prime numbers are also having 2 factors. Minimum is 2, right? Like more composite numbers will be having, more than 2 factors. Prime numbers will be having 2 factors, right? So you can check only, the only thing which is different for the prime number and composite number is prime numbers will be having both minimum and maximum will be 2 factors. Got it? Composite numbers will be having more than 2 factors. Is it clear? So what we will do is, we will be checking. So how to write a program like that? Now we know that all numbers will be having 1 and the same number as a prime as the factor. So what I'm going to do is, we will avoid division of the number by 1 and division of the number by the same number, and see whether still it is having any factors. Understood? For composite and prime number, we told just now that it will be having the same, it will be having the factor as 2 factors will be, suppose if I take the number 10, 10 is completely divisible by 1 and 10 is completely divisible by 10, right? And in between also it is having some numbers which is completely divisible. So 10 is divisible by 5 also. How to check divisibility? Answer in the chat box. Same condition, no? How to check divisibility? How to check whether a number is completely divisible? What is the only thing which we can understand? How we will understand whether a number is completely divisible? Answer in the chat box. If a number is, if the remainder, right? So if I am finding the mode, Jabasi answered, yeah, Janani also, Mehboob. If the n is not equal to 0, n mode 10 if it is equal to 0, okay? What I have. Okay, the slide is only not. If I am dividing n by, here only I have written, no? N, if the number is completely divisible, correct only. If a number is completely divisible by a number, then the remainder will be 0, right? Correct only, what you had answered. If it is completely divisible by a number, then the remainder is 0, right? So the only thing with which we can check the divisibility is finding the mode. If the mode is equal to 0, mode operator will be giving you remainder. If remainder is 0, then that number is completely divisible, right? So the only thing with which in a single step, how to check whether a number is divisible. So you will be dividing the number. Suppose I want to check whether 10 is a prime number. What I have to do? I have to divide 10 by 1, 10 by 2, 10 by 3. Like that, I have to check all numbers until or up to the number 10. You know, and I know, everyone knows that it is completely divisible by 1 and 10, right? Even if you take a prime number, 23 is a prime number. So you know that 23 is completely divisible by 1. 23 is completely divisible by the number itself, which is that number 23. Remainder will be 0. That I am sure. And the only thing which I have to check now is, in between 1 and 23, any number, if it is completely divisible, if I can completely divide 23, then that is a factor, right? You know that for prime numbers, we will not find any other number which can completely divide the number. Only one and the same number. Are you getting? But when you take 10, which is not a prime number, that means it is a composite number. Even if you avoid dividing by 1 and if you avoid dividing by 10, you know that 10 is completely divisible by 2. 10 is completely divisible by 5. Remainder you will be getting a 0. Understood? So you found there are numbers which are factors of 10. That means which can completely divide 10 and still we can get the remainder as 0. Got it? So whenever we find after leaving 1 and the same number, if you are finding a number after 1, no, it is coming 2. So we are starting division of 10 by 2. We saw the remainder is 0. Then immediately you have to report that it is a composite number. It is not a prime number. What it? When you take a prime number, what will happen? 23 mod 10 will be not equal to 0, right? You will get a remainder. It is not equal to 0. 23 by 3 is not equal to 0. 24 by 4. None of those. Here I didn't change. None of the numbers will be equal to 0. That means what? You will find that 23 is a what number? 23 is a, nobody is there. All went for eating lunch, I think.
Prime number.
No.
23 is a prime number. All are hungry. Now it is like you will understand that for 10 you will be finding 2 other factors in between, right? You know that 10 is completely divisible. Even I cancel division by 1. I cancel division by 10. But still I found 10 mod 2 is 2. 10 mod 2 is 0. 10 mod 5 is 0. 2 times I am getting. In the first itself, I can report that 10 is a composite number. It is not a prime, right? But for 23, I tried dividing from 1 up to that number 23, but still I couldn't find any number which can completely divide and give the remainder as 0. Got it? So that is the difference between a composite number and a prime number. 23 is a prime number. You find only two factors are there, that is 1 and the same number. So we are avoiding that division by 10 and the same number, 10 and the number 1. But still if you are finding the remainder as 0 when you are dividing, that means it is not a prime number. So 10 is not a prime number, it is a composite number. So we are writing that program also in that way. So what we are doing is we will be declaring the variables and declaring the initial variables, and then we will be asking the user to enter the number. Suppose I entered 10, what will happen? I'll be checking if it is equal to 1, and then it is 1 is not prime number nor a composite number. Then we will move to the next line. I, whether it is less than n. I, what is our I value? I value we have started from 2. I told no, we need not divide by 1 and we need not divide by the same number. So we are starting the number from 2. We have to divide the number accepted, which is our number 10, right? 10 we are going to divide by 2. 10 we are going to divide by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to 9. Got it? Less than 9 means less than 10 means we will be dividing up to 9, and we'll see if you are able to get a remainder 0 for any of those mode, or when we find mode, then that number is not a prime. Got it? In case of 10, what will happen? Tell me the value substituted here for n mod I. And if I am accepting number as 10, what will be the substitution here? Energy is low now. So I is, we are starting with the 2. Okay, so you will be starting Nirma 10 mod 2 equal to 0, right? Sachin, it's not 10 by 10. I'm not checking whether 10 is completely divisible by 10. In the first iteration, I'll be checking n value is 10. So I'll be checking whether 10 is 10 mod I. What is I value? I value I have initialized from 2 means it will be checking with the 2. Got it? First checking will be whether 10 mod 2 equal to 0. 10 divided by 2 is, the remainder is 0, right? It is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, what we have to do? Print the number is not prime. The number is not prime. So it will be printing 10 is not prime. Got it? Suppose if I enter 23, tell me what will be the answer. If I enter 23, what will happen? If I input a number, I enter 23. So what will be the checking over here? So here it will be n value will be 23. 23, what will be the, we are finding mode with the I value. I value I have initialized as 2. So it will be giving 23 mod 2, right? Good. So 23 mod 2 is whether it is equal to 0. No, false, right? It is not equal to 0. Then I will be incrementing the value of I. Incrementing the value of I. So it will be 3. So 23 mod 3. No, it is not equal to 0. Again, I will be incrementing the value of I. So it will become 4 now, right? So it will be 23 mod 4. No, it is not. Likewise, up to 23. Not 23, up to 23. Because we will be incrementing the value and checking whether I is less than n. My n value is 23. When it reaches 23, it is not like 23.